Our journey to discover Hawaii's unique place in the alternative energy story begins now. To lead us, we've invited Darren Kimura, President and CEO of Sopogy, Inc., a company based here in Honolulu that has developed a new way to concentrate solar power to create electricity. Darren is originally from Hilo and began his career in renewables and efficiency in 1992, working as an EPA green light surveyor. He went on to found Hawaii's own national energy company, Energy Industries, in 1994. Over his career, he has created numerous companies and hundreds of green jobs and traveled the world presenting energy savings tips for consumers and businesses. He calls his presentation, "The Sky's the Limit, Energy Opportunities for Hawaii." We gave Darren a rather limited time to speak, but after his talk, he'll be happy to answer your questions. We're very honored to have with us at this summer's inaugural Sakamaki Extraordinary Lecture, Darren Kimura.
Hi, I'm Darren Kimura. Can everybody hear me okay? Hear me in the back? Great. So, well, first of all, thank you for letting me be here. It's a real pleasure to be able to do this talk for you. I can't think of a better way to kick off the Sakamaki Sustainability Lecture Series than with that video. I thought it was very comprehensive. And having been in the energy space for what's now about 17 years, I think they did a really nice job of capturing the essence of what I think we're all trying to do here as we shift over to the green economy. Keep in mind, however, that a lot of information that was provided there was relative to the continental United States. Here in Hawaii, we have so many unique differences: higher energy cost, different landscape. So really what I wanted to do here today is share with you some of our perspectives as it pertains to Hawaii with regards to the energy future. So I've designed the presentation to go a little bit fast. I've got about 20 minutes, but I can, at the end, spend a little bit of time doing some question and answer. And I really wanted to try and shift over from more of a vocal to more of a visual. So we'll see how it goes, and if you have any questions, if I went too fast, by all means, ask me at the end of today's presentation. So this is a picture that I took when I was on the Haleiwa Metric Century ride just a couple of weeks ago. And I was actually racing along on my bicycle. And then I stopped and I looked at the mountains back there and I said, wow, this is really beautiful. I mean, this is the reason why, to me, you live in Hawaii. Just such a gorgeous landscape. Of course, I stopped in the middle of the race, so that didn't make everyone around me all that happy. And I took the picture and then got back into the race. But this is our backyard. And this made me really reflect upon the fact that we're so very lucky to live here in Hawaii around just such beauty, such great visibility relative to scenery and just kind people. It really is a special place. And on that note, I spend a lot of time on the road. Last year I traveled the world 13 times. I went around the world 13 times. But the one thing that makes me just always so grateful to be based here is the fact that I come back to this. So, I for one am really appreciative that we live here in Hawaii. Now here, this is Oahu today. This is a slide presented by SOEST, which is a part of the University of Hawaii here. And this is the shape of the island of Oahu today. But the realities are, with the way that we're going on the course we're at, this will not always be. Again, a computer model from SOEST, which shows the island of Oahu in 2100. And you can see the outline of the island in the white there. And this is what we would look like with polar ice cap melt, the sea level rise by over 3 feet. This is what the new shape of Oahu would become. Now, this is also a slide or a picture that was in the Star Bulletin back in 2007. And it's hard to imagine that here we are in 2009, and this feels like yesterday. What they were trying to demonstrate here is, just in a few years, 2100, what Waikiki could look like with 3 feet of sea level rise. So let me just point out a couple of key characteristics. That's Magic Island, sticking up there, water all around. This over here is the LOI Canal. That's, of course, the LOI Golf Course. And everything else here is Waikiki that looks very much like Italy. We're going to have to be traveling around in little canoes to get to buildings at this time. And I think a lot of times people look at these images and they think about the fact that it's really not their problem. It doesn't affect me, it'll affect maybe the next generation, if at all. And even up until just a couple of years ago, global warming was debated. And even to some today, global warming is still considered to be a myth. So we kind of go around with this, it's not my problem. This is happening now. This is an actual shoreline receding off due to storm surge here on Oahu. But the reality is, it is a reality for some. This is their problem. This is their backyard. This is happening right now. And we don't see it. It's kind of like that frog in the hot water syndrome where you're in the water and the water gets hot, the frog just stays there and eventually dies. But if you have hot water, you drop the frog in, the frog jumps out. This is what we're doing. We're frogs in the water and it's getting hot right now. We're not jumping out. So the question, I guess, is it endgame for us? Or opportunity. So I was introduced as being a serial entrepreneur. I've spent my entire career working in energy. I think as it was mentioned early on, I started working in a local contracting company. I had the opportunity in 1992 to start my energy career with the Environmental Protection Agency as they launched the Energy Star program. You saw in the film 50 products that were part of Energy Star. When I was there in 1992, there were 0. And there really wasn't a program at all. So we were there at the very early days. Compact fluorescents were brand new technology back then. But we've come so far in just a short period of time because of that awareness. I believe that we are the solution. I believe that I am the solution. I believe that you are the solution. And it's what we choose to do today at this time that will make the biggest impact for those slides that we saw earlier. The image that you see here, take one step back, is an actual solar farm based on technology that was invented by us, a local company called Sopogy, for Hawaii, that we've been able to take and sell around the world. So technology, this solar parabolic trough that you see here, which uses mirrors, and I designed it in 2002 to specifically operate for markets here in Hawaii. We're now selling around the world. We're now selling this in the Middle East, in Spain, in India, in Southeast Asia. So this is a real tribute to, I think, what could be the future for all of us here in Hawaii. I like to think of Hawaii as really being kind of a unique place for energy technology development. I call it the energy laboratory. And of course, this is Google Maps, as you can clearly tell, the Earth. You see the continent of the United States way off there to your right. And right in the middle there is Hawaii, surrounded by ocean, accessible by plane or by boat. What we have here that some realize but most don't is the most perfect energy laboratory in the world because of that geographic isolation. What we have here, and as I built these slides up, I asked people from staff that are here today and other people about, what is it about Hawaii that really is unique? These are a couple thoughts that they came back with. One was, Hawaii is really unique because this is a place where companies, big companies and small companies alike, companies like General Electric and Shell, and startup idea companies like Sopogy can all compete on an even playing field. This is a place where you can bring an idea to prototype, deploy it in the market, and prove it out. And if it does prove out, move it into bigger markets like I described earlier with Sopogy. This is also, uniquely enough, a market that has very nice confidentiality. For whatever reason, here in Hawaii today, as we do technology development, a lot of the stuff that we do doesn't get shared necessarily nationally or even locally. So a lot of the research and development that goes on here, for the most part, stays here. You can make a mistake and recover from that without having the catastrophic type of mistake, crisis type situations you might have if you did this in, say, California, for example. This is a picture of the world at night. I cropped it. You can see the United States, and right in the middle there is Hawaii. Kind of a little dot, but those are lights that demonstrates the energy we consume here in Hawaii. We also have a very active and robust grid. Every single island is very different. Every single island has today its own grid. Every single island has microclimate situations, which means that here in Hawaii, you can test technologies that might work in the Mojave Desert or the tropical rainforest or anywhere in the world. You have Mauna Kea with snow and hail. You have some of the wettest and the driest areas in the United States here, all in Hawaii.